Okay, so we are recording, and I am super excited for our team Zoom tonight. We have an extra special guest, Mrs. Amber Parker, one of my favorite Ambassador Diamonds, top income earners. So Amber, we would like to welcome you. If you want to just go ahead and tell us a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your journey. And everybody make sure you get your pens out because this is going to be super, super good.
Awesome. Well, my name is Amber Parker, and I am so excited for tonight. I always get, nervous when I do these things, so it doesn't change as you climb the ranks, trust me. And if I have some kids in the background, it's because, well, we're parents, and that's just what happens. So sorry now. I think in the chat, can anyone else hear anything? Can you guys hear me okay? It might be their own.
I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
They might need to leave and come back.
Okay, cool. So I have been in the business for, I just don't know what I just did. Oh, there we are. I've been in the business almost 5 years, and it's crazy because it really does seem like just yesterday. I joined to use the reps on myself. I swore I was never going to do the business. And, I was skeptical, and I said, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that person who did an MLM. I didn't want to be that person. So I jumped in, and I lost, you guys, my heaviest was 210 pounds. And I lost majority of that weight on my own. And that's when I found the company. And I said, you know what? I've got a couple extra pounds that this is just, I know it's going to work. And it worked, obviously. And I used that. I used my own personal results to build my business. And but when we started, our account was in the negative. And so I got to do 2 hair appointments to come up with my $99 and wraps around back order. And so getting started was a struggle for us. Josh always believed in me, but I sometimes did not believe in myself. And that Christmas, our parents still paid for our kids' Christmas. And I vowed to myself that was going to be the last time that we were broke. And I went Ruby in 45 days, Diamond in 3 months, 8 months in, we were making triple diamond, and that's when we retired Josh. 6 months way sooner than planned for him. I had texted him that conference, and I said, I'm going to retire you in 2014, and he was like, okay, want to believe it. And who doesn't? But you also think of the reality of it is like, this isn't normal. What we do is not normal. And so June of 2013, so not even a full year into the business, we retired him from his job and brought him home. And my kids were home then, and now the kids are in school. And so it's nice for Josh to be able to choose where he goes and what he does with his time. And, if he wants to go do some side jobs, he can, because he has the time to now. And it's nice because this mama is free all day long. So, but just to have that choice, I think that's the true ultimate freedom. And then, after I went triple, I sat at triple for a year. And I didn't really understand why during that year of why am I stuck? And I don't know about anyone else, raise your hand in the chat. Let me know if you've been stuck, even at a certain rank, or doesn't matter really what rank, we all are going to get stuck. And I was stuck for a whole year. And of course, once I finally got unstuck, I was like, oh, there's the aha moment. I hadn't grown into that leader yet. And so I did. I made sure that I was growing. And I went presidential the next year. And then guess what? I was stuck again. And I was like, okay, I thought I learned this lesson. Let's continue on. And it doesn't go that way. And, can you guys hear me all right? It says my internet connection went out.
I can hear you just fine. You're not choppy or anything.
Okay, cool. And so then I finally, after another year, I went Ambassador Diamond. And let me tell you guys, it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but the most, next to getting married and having kids, the most rewarding thing I've ever done. Growing up in a town called Flint, Michigan, and not having very, very high hopes for those of us there, not knowing of if we're going to make anything of ourselves, that this has been something so fun, so rewarding, and something that, I've had to do, on my own. I've had to grow into these leaders and grow into this leadership. And so it's been a huge blessing for us. And to know that we did the same thing everybody else does, it's just we did it more. That's the only difference. So there it is. That's my story.
I love that. And there's a part about your story that we were just, just talking about on Facebook. And that is that you've remained in the top and your business has remained just strong and steady. And you don't have what?
Bonuses.
Yes. And of course, the bonuses are so huge and amazing for our paychecks and our businesses. But that just really says something about you, and the strongness of your team. And I really love that about you. Is there anything you want to say about that?
Yeah, I love the bonuses, you guys. We've had our fair share of them, but I will tell you this company is about residual income, and that is the difference that's going to set our company aside from everyone else. Okay. Those bonuses go away, you get the payout and then guess what? It's gone. And so building a business on residual income, on retention, on loyalty, on there's just so many different things that you really want to focus during your business, and as you build your business. I always talk about the 3 R's: revenue, recognition, and retention. It's key into your business to have that sustainable income, versus all of a sudden 2 years in June you're like, crap, there goes 15 grand in bonuses. That's gonna sting a little bit. So making sure that your business is solid and that you're constantly growing. And you guys, the only thing I've done in my business is the steps to success. I didn't really have an upline when I started. The girl that I signed up was taking a break, and I swore I wasn't going to do the business. So I didn't have anybody. And when I come my 30 days, when I'm like, oh crap, I missed my 4 customers and my first distributor is a stranger, I don't know what to do. I better figure it out. And so I knew in that moment I had to focus on retaining that work that I've done. I don't want to do the work over and over and over again. I always want to retain the work that I've done. That's kind of residual income. And so, to be able to have my very first distributor still in the business is exciting almost 5 years later.
Wow, that's amazing that you still have your first distributor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so on that same subject, you didn't have an upline. You didn't have somebody to tell you what to do or show you what to do. So how did you do it? Because I feel like, what is one of the biggest excuses in this business? My upline doesn't help me. My upline this, my upline that, So you didn't have anybody, and look at you today. So what are some of the things that you were thinking in your head that you were writing down on paper? How did you get through that and continue to grow?
One of the things, you guys, that I really want to focus on and make sure that you guys understand this part is balance. I don't know if that's even the right word that I'm looking for, because I don't like balance. You're really not going to ever have balance. But it's, I think, divide and conquer, really. Every single night, the only thing I had, no team pages, nothing. The only thing I had was my e-suite. I had my e-suite and I had my starter kit. And Josh and I dove right in, and we went into that e-suite and we printed off any document that we could. I'm not a green, you guys. I'm like, show me how to make money and that's it. Show me how to have fun and I'm all about it. But don't put me in a big crowd, because I'll probably shake, cry, or pee my pants. One of the 3. I don't know. It doesn't happen. So, but I knew that what we had in our hands was gold, and I wasn't going to let it go. Now, this took me a minute to get there. My kit didn't come for 15 days. So I just kind of sat around and I was like, if I get my wraps, then I'll wrap people, but it's not something on my plate. So what I did, and I also think a lot of fear of being and having success is people fear that they are going to become so successful that's going to consume them. And it was definitely one of mine. I didn't want to be so, engrossed into my business that I couldn't be mom, or that I couldn't be friend, or that I couldn't be wife. I think first and foremost, that was my biggest fear. I didn't want to lose my husband, and I know that happens to a lot of people, where they feel like my wife is gone, my wife's on her phone all the freaking time. I didn't want that. So Josh and I set clear boundaries when we first got started. But let me tell you this, I had to make short-term sacrifices for long-term investments. And I was willing to do that, and so was he. And communicating that was crucial. So every single night we would study together, 15 minutes to an hour, however long that we had. And I didn't force myself to say, Kate, I'm going to make a 3-hour study. Really, like, let's be honest, when are you going to have 3 hours? You're not. And so I would study the E-Suite. I would study the compensation plan. I would study the charts. I would study the lingo. You guys, I didn't know what a leg was. I didn't know what BB was. Like, this is a foreign language to me. I barely speak English. And here I am trying to learn a whole new language. So I just studied and I studied and I studied. But I also took action during that time. I wasn't studying and then going to go take action. I was studying for 15 minutes. And then the next day I would go wrap someone and they'd be like, oh, I didn't see results. And I'm like, yeah, let's figure this out. Right. Or, oh my gosh, this girl saw crazy results. Now what? And so I had to kind of fail forward in these. And so I wasn't afraid to take action before I learned everything. And I oftentimes feel like some of us, we're like, I don't know how, or I don't know why, or I don't know what. And so we paralyze ourselves by not doing anything at all. And that's the last thing you want to do. So take action during that time of, 15 minutes at night. And that's kind of what I did. And I followed my steps to success every single month. That's all I had. That was the roadmap. So how do I go and get 4 customers and 3 distributors? I wrapped people, and people saw the products. It grew my faith. It grew my knowledge with different bellies, with different people, with different, symptoms, whatever. And then I was able to be more knowledgeable. So I was able to be more confident, which then grew my business. So it's like this full circle of wrap people, see results, build your faith, wrap more people, you're confident, now go find more people, and just kind of do this fun circle all over again. So one of the biggest things was just finding that balance. Study, action, mom, wife, friend.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. I'm over here writing down notes, and just hearing you say things that I think about makes me feel like, yes, I got what Amber has. But that is so good. So like, you dropped all those nuggets for us, and people always want to know, like, what are your income producing activities? And you just bam, 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 shared everything that you figured out from the day you started without having any help. So I think, so many people overcomplicate this business. They're like, I need somebody to give me what to do, something that I can copy and paste on what to do. But you just went and figured it out. And with doing that, you just grew this success. You grew this confidence, and you were showing your team what to do and following you. And I just love that about you. Okay, so along those same lines, you're sharing with us all the things that you did. So you were wrapping people, you were learning this, you're spending 15 minutes at night. So how do you balance business and family? So how old are your kids?
So Avea is almost 10 and Cannon is almost 6. Now, again, been in the business 5 years. So they were late. They were little when I first started. And I'll go there because I think now is a lot different. And most of you guys are going from distributor to diamond, or diamond to double to triple. So when I started, you guys, I was also working full-time in my salon. I owned a salon in my basement. Josh was working a job at actually a network marketing company, corporate side. So he was kind of like Mike Patillo and a BAM mixed together. So again, he understood like the lingo and all that. So I didn't. I was like, la, 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 I don't want to hear about it. I just want to wrap people. I want to see results, and I want to bring in customers and distributors. And I remember 2 babies at home, working full-time in my salon. And I would literally have this conversation, set a goal, set a guideline, set a timeline. Because the last thing you want to do is have your vision be here, your husband or spouse be here, and then they're like, hey, why are you doing this? And this is taking away from us, da, 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 da. You want to make sure that you guys are on the same team. And that's kind of mine and Josh. We've been married almost 12 years, and we have a very solid relationship, but it is because of communication and being on the same team. So we had made the goal that I said, I can either do part-time, long-time, or I can do full-time, short-term. So what do we want, right? Do I want to do big sacrifices short-term, or do I want to do small sacrifices long-term? It's going to take me a little bit longer. Where are we at? And you guys, this is for you to decide. So don't let me decide it for you. And we had made the commitment that I was going to go and I was going to wrap people, and as many people as I could wrap. And I remember Pam Sauter saying, the person who wraps the most wins. And I was like, I'm in. Okay, I want to win. So I would wrap people. I was doing 12 parties a week. Okay. Meaning I would meet at Starbucks and wrap someone. I would meet at Starbucks and I wouldn't wrap someone. That's still a party. Okay. Talking to people is still a party, but get away from your computer. Go talk to people. And I did, and I would do a wrap party, and I would have referral from that party. Booked before the 15th, they'd get double wraps. Like, I have all of these little nuggets that are just so good that I had to learn, and I was like, ooh, that one didn't work. Oh, this one worked great. So I would wrap people, and I would work all day in the salon, and I would switch cars with Josh because he had the nicer car. Mine was like a beater car, and I didn't want to take that to wrap parties. And if I did have to take it, I would hide behind, like, around the corner from guys. It was embarrassing, but I knew I wanted to I didn't want to stay there. So I was willing to do whatever it took. And I would switch the kids. He'd get off work around 6 or so. And I literally would be like, hey, here's the kids, gotta go, see ya. And he would take the kids home, and I'd drive hour, 2, 3 hours sometimes to go wrap people until midnight and come home. And I did it again and again and again. And I remember somebody asking Josh, they said, is it hard for you to not see your wife? You know, she's gone 5 nights out of the week. And Josh said, no, because I know it's not going to be forever, but we're going to be able to be a family forever. And so understanding that these short-term sacrifices are long-term investments. Like, man, I can't imagine had I not gone and done those parties and made those sacrifices. You guys, I missed my daughter's kindergarten graduation to be at an event. Thank goodness she took kindergarten over again so I could be at the second one, right? But you didn't understand that in the moment. I just felt like a horrible mom. But I said, you know what? She's not going to remember kindergarten graduation. She's going to remember me not being at her graduation. So let's do this now while they're little and be able to grow and excel and be there during the moments that they are going to remember. And so I would go and wrap people, and Josh would take the kids home, and he was up for being Mr. Mom. You know, and some nights the kids didn't have baths, and that's okay. And some nights, you know, he's the cook in the house. You guys, I got lucky in that department. But we would make sure that I would plan date night. It's a non-negotiable for us, you guys. It's something we committed to when we first got married, that we were always going to put each other first. If our kids know that we have a good relationship, they're going to have a good relationship. I want my son, you know, now he's 6, and he'll open up the door, and we'll walk in, and he'll say, what do you say? You know, like, I held the door open for you like a gentleman, is what he says, you know? And so he just sees that that's what dad does. And we want to be that good example to our kids. And so date night's non-negotiable for us. Family night, okay? Family night's crucial, but you have to plan it in, because I promise you, if you do not write it in, tonight we're going on a date night. It's $5 movie ticket. So we're out of here. We're going to a movie. And it's just something that you guys have to plan. If you know, what's that saying? Like, if you fail to plan, you prepare to fail, or something, whatever that saying is. It's the same goes for your life, for your family, for your business. So schedule it in, make it a priority. And when you're with them, be present. When you're working your business, be present. And you're not going to have to put your husband on hold, you know, or your family on hold to build your business. You're going to be able to do it all.
I love all of that. So now that we know that you're a total boss babe in your business, you're a boss babe at handling your family, what kind of tips can you give us on sponsoring new distributors? Because obviously, like, you've experienced so much in your 5 years of doing this business. A lot of people look up to you. I'm sure your followers love following you. So what are the things that you do to sponsor, say, all these, you know, new moms and women that look up to you? How are you sponsoring people?
One of the things, you guys, is to be you. Okay. Be you. Don't talk like I'm not going to be somebody I'm not. Okay. And I remember thinking, you know, at my first event, I remember thinking, there's nobody, I can't make it onto that stage, because, you know, they all have, you know, tall, skinny, whatever. Here I am, 5'2" on a good hair day. And, you know, there's nobody up there like me. And then I had this light that go on, and I said, that's why I should do it, you guys, is there is nobody like you. And that's why you should go and be Ambassador Diamond. This world needs more of you. And so be you, first and foremost. Second of all, stay consistent. If your potential is ready to go on a Tuesday and you haven't posted since last Thursday, they're going to go find someone who's more consistent than you just because on that day they were ready to go. So every single day, this is like my non-negotiable rule, is every single day do your business regardless of your TFEM, thoughts, feelings, emotions, mood. No matter what, I have to open my doors. It's a business. Walmart doesn't decide on Thursday, their awesome week of the month that they don't want to work their freaking business. They don't want to open their business. Yes, they do. They do every single day, right? So regardless of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and moods, can you post every single day on social media? Yeah. If I'm sick in bed, can I still post on social media? Yeah. Even if I tell my husband to post it. Okay. My business has to open every single day, and that's going to set me apart. And people are going to see that this isn't something I do. It's who I am. And they want to go where somebody has a vision. Okay. So be consistent. Ask. The power of ask, you guys, is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. If you don't ask, the answer is a for sure no. There was one girl today, I noticed that she had liked one of my things, and I click on it and I'm like, I have 2 mutual friends. She's not on my list of like It Works distributors. And I was like, so I just messaged her. I said, hey, random, do you do It Works? Because the 2 mutual friends we have do It Works. And she says, I don't. And I said, okay, then I'm just going to go for it and ask, what would it take for you to do this business with me? And she was like, actually, I'm really interested. Based on what I've heard and seen, it seems like a great company. So easy, you guys. But if I was so scared to ask, the answer is going to be no. Or guess what? One of those 2 other people are going to go ask her. So always ask. I know a lot of us, I think one of the biggest fears is that I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be annoying. Okay. And I'm sure, you guys, the 17,000 million hundred people that are in our downlines, had we not asked, they're thankful that we asked, not looking at this as a burden that we asked, right? So somebody asked you to be a part of this journey. How dare you be so selfish not to ask somebody else? And that's just kind of my rule of thumb. The worst they're going to say is no. And so I ask 5 people every single day, 5 new leads about being in the business, and then 5 new leads about being a customer every single day. And then my pipeline is constantly filled. I don't do 50 on month's end. I don't do, because it's Fridays, I'm going to follow up now, like 5 and 5 every single day, and I'll forever have a pipeline full of potentials.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. I'm over here writing down again, and my mom's texting me. So good. I love that. Okay, so once you get these new distributors signed, what would you say, just real simple, what do you do to launch a new distributor?
Oh my gosh. And you guys, this has changed so much. And guess what? It'll probably change in 2 months. It's the joy of the business. And I know that there's people who don't like change, and that's also why you get stuck, is because you can't learn to adapt. You're like, no, this is different than what I'm used to. Guess what? It's always going to be changing. So my latest and greatest, are you guys ready? Like, this is going to rock your freaking world. Okay. I used to be like, here's your eSuite, log in, watch the training videos, overwhelmed. And they were like, yeah, cool. See you later. Bye. And they were gone. And I was like, what's going on? Like, that's what I did. Like, it worked so great. Like, what's going on? I don't understand. Guys, we have to get them the win. Get them a win. They will last. Okay. Average distributor usually lasts about 3 months. Don't be average. Okay. And don't have an average team. So how do I keep them longer than that 3 months is finding a win quick. Okay. What is a win? Getting them a fast start, getting them a distributor, building a team, getting them placed for a promotion, helping them get their 4 customers. And by helping, I mean give them a post to make and they can pull from their network. That is not your job, duty, and obligation to give them loyal customers, but it is your job, duty, and obligation to help them get the win. Okay? So my ultimate goal, and I as everyone I feel should be, is to help everyone in your downline. And by helping, I mean assisting, I mean answering a question, being there for them, making a post, helping them respond to people, helping them come up with wording to send out to people. Like, that's what we should do as a team. So the very first post that I give them, before I do anything else, I literally give them their website login. If they want to log in, go for it, but I don't send them there. I give them a post to make on social media, and it's a hair, skin, and nails post. It's pretty simple for them to sign up hair, skin, and nails, and then they get that win. They're usually pretty excited about that. They get a wrap reward with their 2 customers. They're now earning commission. This is all goes back to the revenue recognition retention post, right? Where I can say, oh my gosh, Natalie's now, Fast Start qualified. Cool. That's retention in my business. That's recognition in my business. Helps my market and her market. Okay. That's a win for both of us. Getting them paid, helping them expand their network. If they've got less than 500 friends, something on their 6 list should be expansion of friends. Okay. They need a bigger market. And so then again, just teaching them, like, how do they expand their market? What are some tips and tricks to, expanding their market. So that way they have more people to talk to. And then once I do that, I then go with them and I make it very clear to them. If you want to run, we can run. If you want to walk, you can walk. If you want to crawl, that's fine by me. But if you stop, I'm sorry, I have to stop too. It's just something that that's not part of what I do. I'm constantly forward focused. So if people, I think we have somebody. That's okay. But if we have people who aren't seeing the win, we're discouraged, right? When we're discouraged, we're frustrated. Frustration leads to fear. Fear leads to I'm out. And so making sure that those people are definitely seeing that win is going to be huge for your business.
Okay, really quick. Whoever is unmuted, can you mute yourself?
There we go. Oh, no. I think it's somebody who's outside or in a car, it looks like.
I am trying to find them.
They're on a phone.
Can you see them, their name?
Carol, looks like.
Yes.
Oh, we're going to go ahead and mute you, Carol. Thank you. Okay, should be good, Amber.
So getting them that win, making sure you guys that they're seeing that win. I mean, think about when you started. You guys, like, I wanted to quit even when I was at Ruby. I had seen plenty of wins, but I still was like, this just isn't for me. And thank heavens I had someone talk me off the ledge and say, if you just did that again, imagine where you'd be. And I continued and I continued and I continued. And that's when I got my diamond bonus. So getting them that win is crucial because, again, recognition, retention, revenue, you want it all. And then just make it clear that as much as you communicate with me, I'll communicate with you and we can run together. We can walk together, crawl, but stopping's not an option for me.
I love that. When you said that the first time, that like gave me goosebumps all over, like they stop, you stop.
Yep.
What it is. Okay, so here's another question from somebody on the team. They want to know, how many steps to success was she able to complete while building to ambassador? So I feel like that's kind of an interesting question, but I think so often people think I have to be a mass enroller. Like I have to be doing 5 steps to success every single month in order to be successful in this business. So I think maybe they're asking you like monthly, how many steps to success were you completing? And then it's a 2-part question. And then did you focus on building diamonds or more on helping build rubies? So I think, again, this is like a 2-part overcomplication of this business.
That's okay. That's okay. Okay, you guys, do you see this pile right here of papers? That is my steps to success for the last few years right here. I keep them all. I'm old school, okay? I got to have it written down, but I also go back and I look at my loyal customers and I think, oh man, this was in August. I'm going to talk to Karen, Kenzie, and Heather and see if they want to become distributors now. So print these off. They're a roadmap for a reason. And I kind of, at that point my goal is always 1. If I could do 1, I can make it to ambassador. Do you guys understand that the power of duplication is so crucial? And if you can do the steps to success once a month and teach each of those 3 distributors to do it once a month, and then their 3 to do it once a month, you should be double diamond in just about under 4 months. If you could just teach that duplication. And so for me, I also believe in like the power of positive thinking. So every month at the beginning of the month, I take my steps to success and I print off 2. If I want to do 2, if I want to do 3, if I want to do 4, I print off however many I'm willing to push for. Now, you guys, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of months when these are empty. The 2, 3, 4 ones are empty. but I at least want to put it out there that I'm ready and I'm aching for it. Okay. So when I was going ambassador, that's still the only focal point that I had. I get my 4 customers, my 3 distributors, fast start on each 3, teach them to do the same. Now, there were some months when I was doing the steps to success 3 to 4 times. There's some months where, you guys, I only got customers and I only get distributors. Nothing is wrong. It's just a roadmap to focus on, and I love it. So you're not focusing on other people who are doing things different than you. I remember one month, and I was like, you guys, man, I'm averaging like 3 to 7 distributors a month. And I had a talk with Pam Souter, and I said, how come I'm not recruiting 60 distributors a month like some people? And she said, Amber, just because they're signing up 60 doesn't mean they're keeping 60. I would rather you sign up 3 and keep 3. And to me, I was like, ooh, I don't know about y'all, but my hair just stood up even higher than it is now on my head. And I was like, yes, that is what I want. Because I also know God's not going to give me anything I can't handle. And I remember having 1 month when I signed up 5 distributors, and none of them got fast started because the month before I was so crazy busy launching my distributors, they missed out. That's not fair to them. And I don't ever want to do that again. Okay. So I made this like huge commitment with God that I said, give me what I can handle. And if your schedule is so crazy packed and you don't have time to train, or you don't schedule in an hour on Thursday to launch a new distributor, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is for you, God's not going to give it to you, right? You're not going to, if you do not schedule it in, you're not going to have it. That's the bottom line. Okay. So I immediately realized that, and I said, okay, I just want to do this once a month. You know what? If you're going to give me more than that, I'm ready for it. And it was so interesting to me, but every single day I have to stay consistent. I remember, let me go back to, I think it was just 2 or 3 months ago. Here, my team is rocking it 1st through the 15th, and it's the 15th of the month, and I'm like, I haven't signed anybody. Like, way to go, ambassador. You're so awesome, right? And just the chatterbox kicks in, and I'm like, you suck. You're never going to make it. You might as well just wait. You might as well start over next month. Just lay off gas this month. And I was like, oh, right? Who does that? We all do it. And I said, you know what? Shift right now. I am signing up so many distributors. This is amazing. They're all getting fast started. My inbox is flooding with people who want to do this business. You guys, the very next day I signed up my first distributor. So what are you telling yourself, right? So as I was going ambassador, these same thoughts, these same things happened, but my main focal point was to follow the steps to success and not look at what Susie and John and Joe were doing with their business. I had to put my blinders on and just stay focused on what I could do with what I had. And that's how it went. And I just taught the same. My steps to success is crucial for me. And I still, to this day, I write my loyal customers, I write their name, I write what they order, I write the date. And it keeps me so grounded and focused that I know my next step. And I know where they're going, and I know who they're going to be with. And it's exciting to build your business that way. That was a little rant. Sorry. Sometimes I get a little passionate.
Everybody's saying she's so fierce. Yeah, I love that. I do the same thing. I write down on my list what they ordered, their name, their ID, because it's like you have to celebrate your wins, and 4 loyal customers in a month, that's a win. And you have to be able to see that. If you sign someone up and off they float away, like you're not seeing what you did, write it down, I love that. Okay. So on that, they wanted to know, are you focusing on, I signed someone, she needs to go diamond, she needs to go diamond? Or are you like, we're going to go ruby and this person's going to go ruby and ruby. What is your thought on that?
I love this, you guys, because as you guys are all leaders, rank to me is nothing. Action is leadership. So you guys paid your $99. You've taken that action. You're a leader. Congratulations. And some of you guys are like, oh crap, what did I just sign up for? Right? Because you're like, I'm not ready to be a leader. So study leadership every single day. But one thing that I will tell you guys is you have your business and you have your business with your team. 2 different things. Because my team probably shouldn't know my business, but I need to have my business with my team. And for me, when I sign up people, they're always a diamond. Like, because that's when the paycheck starts just flowing. That's when they see the commas. That's when they really see that this is amazing. So for me, everyone's a diamond, okay? Whether they think that or not. And you guys, I'll tell you this, they'll look at that diamond chart and some of you guys are like, I don't even know 24 people. I don't know that I can do this, right? I don't want to make that your goal. I want your goals. We got to come to your level, right? And you got to come to your team's levels of where are they at? If they can't see past Ruby, then don't make them see past Ruby. Get them to Ruby, and then they'll redream. So, but where you want to make money in your business is building diamonds and get to diamond. Okay. But I also feel like don't get to diamond and think that you've arrived because you're getting $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000 paycheck. And you're like, sweet, this is awesome. And want to ride on that. No, go forward. Okay. I went diamond in November, stayed diamond, December, January, February, I went double. And the very next month I went triple, but it's because I didn't stop once I was diamond. I said, okay, now that I'm diamond, please, I want more diamonds underneath me. There's nothing, and I don't know, Brianna, maybe you can like attest to this. You guys, I remember being at my first dash and thinking, this sucks because I'm here alone. You don't want to be diamond alone. Make somebody come with you. Help them see that vision and build diamonds. That's when your paycheck's going to grow. You're going to grow in rank naturally. And that's where your generations start taking off. That's when your paycheck starts taking off. So I build diamonds because if you're going to build 3 rubies, why not build a diamond?
Yes. I love that. And I do agree with you. I know for me, when I went double, that was one of my favorite promotions. Like that chunk of change that I saw, I could not even believe, like that's something that will always stick with me. And when my first girl on my team went double, I just melted because I'm like, it's really real and it can happen to somebody else too.
That was me. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So good. Okay. I love that. And I think, sometimes too, people are thinking, I need to sign these people up and tell them all about diamond, which is great. But we forget, we know this business. Like if you've been in this business for a few months, you're hearing from people like Amber or from me or, my mom or whatever it is. And sometimes we're thinking big picture, right? We've reached Ruby, we've reached whatever. But these people that we're talking to, or they just got their foot in the door with the business, they're thinking, how am I going to make $500? Or, the things I could do with $500. Right. What would Ruby do for my life? So I say too, don't like scare them away and don't just showcase those big, huge things because we know that vision is there because we've seen proof of it in this business, right? We need to also stick to basics and bring them in like you were saying, like get some rubies going, get them rubies, make diamonds, right? Push through it. Okay, so I think I got 2 more questions for you and then we'll let you go on your date night. So another question for you was, how do you like jump the funk? Like, what do you do when people quit? You said yourself, like you got to this rank and you stayed there for a year and I did the same thing. I'm there. Like you hit that plateau and I've had people quit. So what do you do to get over it?
Again, going back to those commitments those vows, right? You started a business and you vowed that you were never going to do this and then you do. And then you're like, oh crap. Okay, let's redo this, right? I said people quit. It's what they do. We quit everything in our life, guys. How many of us, I barely passed high school, okay? I wanted to quit and give up so many times because it got hard, because I was overwhelmed, because I wasn't worthy, because I wasn't deserving, yada, 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 yada. It's their story. So when people quit, I take it with a grain of salt. First of all, I know they're not quitting on the business, they're quitting on themselves, and they're usually quitting because something else in their life and other areas is lacking, and they think I'm going to ditch the best thing that's happening to me because I don't deserve it. That's the bottom line. So when people say, I'm just going to quit. Okay. You know what? No worries. To me, it means nothing. I don't look at it as unless that distributor says canceled, they're still rocking and rolling in my eyes. Now, it took me a long time to get there because when people quit, I would take it personal. I suck. I'm a bad leader. What did I do? I promised them that this was going to be the best thing for them, that, if they would work the business and they would follow the steps, they could do this, yada, yada, yada. We go through all these stories, right? People quit. It's what they do. And when you can take the pressure off of you, and especially I think it hurts the worst when it's like your first 5 distributors and you're like, my best friends, my mom, my family, and they all quit. You guys, they quit on themselves. They didn't quit on you. And one thing that I promised myself is until I could look my kids in the eye and say, sorry, babes, you're just not worth it, I'm quitting, I would suggest not quitting, because that would hurt. How many of you guys, raise your hand, you have kids? Okay, could you really look your kids in the eye and say, sorry, you just weren't worth it? No. Are you kidding me? Like, we would be devastated, right? We would fight for our kids. We would fight for that food on our table. And so we don't quit this business. You want to quit the pain. You want to quit what's stressful. You want to quit being a mom. That's really what, we were like, if I hear the word mom again, like, I'm going to lose it today, right? We have those days. And in those days, we want to quit. We want to quit because we have a bad relationship with our spouse. We want to quit because we have a bad relationship with a friend, because somebody talked bad on us, you guys. People made e-cards about me when I started. I liked and commented on them, like, cool story. I'm still going to fight for my dreams. And when you make that commitment and you can say, I'm never going to tell my kids, sorry, you just weren't worth it, you're not going to quit. So take it with a grain of salt until they say canceled. You still rock and roll with them. You still continue on, use them, and retain your distributors. Give them that hope versus be hopeless.
Yes.
Over.
That was good. I love that. And, when people quit, it doesn't mean that you have to quit.
Right.
Even if you reached a rank and you felt on top of the world when you reached that rank, and then people quit below you, I mean, it's the same thing. Like, are you going to quit because you fell back since they left? Or are you going to get up and you're going to fight again because you decided once that your kids were worth it? Are you going to decide again that they're still worth it? Or are you just going to throw in the towel and go elsewhere? Right? No way. Yeah. One thing about me, which you congratulated me on my executive promotion.
Yes.
In my 2.0, so a year ago. Oh, looks like we have someone unmuted. Let's see. I'm just going to keep talking and then try to fix that. I don't know who that is. Somebody is unmuted. If you can unmute yourself. It won't let me do it. Let me see. I think I got it. Okay, so you were talking about, what is the problem? Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Hold on.
You're good on my end anyways.
Okay, we're good. So anyway, you congratulated me on my 2.0. I got my secondary spot a year ago. And you want to talk about people quitting? I promoted to executive last month, and I had 17 people in my 2.0. 17 people, and 2 people got it. Like, here I am, an ambassador in the company, and I could have been like, well, this sucks. I don't got it anymore.
Right.
I should just quit. I can't do it anymore. But no, I'm like you. People quit. Let them go. Move on to the next. All 15 of them are gone. I found 2 more. Keep going.
Celebrate the wins always, you guys. Don't look at what's missing. Look at what you have. Because, I remember Melody always saying, she's like, you just got to find those 5. You just got to find those 5. And to find those 5, you might have to go through 500 that don't care, or 500 that literally only want that $200 and they got that $200 and now they're gone. That's not for you to decide, and I don't want anyone in the business that doesn't want to be in the business. So allow them to go be happy. And you know what? I'm going to be happy in my business with our happy little paychecks and our happy team.
Girl, yes. Dragging people along is not fun. Find the ones that want to move with you.
Yes.
Okay, so I've got one more thing for you, and then I'm going to let you go.
Okay.
So everybody has a gift, right, they bring to this business. So what is your gift? Like, what do you feel like is your gift?
Oh, man. I don't know. I love to give gifts. Let's be honest. Like, that is my love language. Okay. I love to give gifts. So, it's hard when you don't ask me for my gifts. I don't know, ask someone else. I think one of the biggest gifts that God gave me was the ability to sense. I can tell when people are down, and I can tell my intuition never steers me wrong. But that's something that I have had to really practice, and I'll be at trainings and all of a sudden this girl's crying and it's just me and her. And, and to be able to recognize that and be thoughtful, and understanding of where people are at and be sympathetic with them, it's definitely a gift I've always had since I was little. And being a leader, wasn't something I always was good at. I had to learn and I had to grow into that. And to be a friend, same thing. You know, I love having friends. And, but I think, yeah, just being able to sense when somebody's down, follow that gut, or somebody's up, you know, they're excited, give them recognition too. So, I think that's it. I don't know.
Well, I love that. Well, the chat said your encouragement, they just love you. And I agree. I think, you know, you have a way with your words and your heart. You did that video the other day with Aspen when she was at your house. And I was sitting here crying, watching it. And you sent me this gift in the mail. Like, you just know you have it, you know. We all appreciate you so much, Amber. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be on with us, even when you're going out on a date.
Hey, we can have it all. Josh is working on the salon downstairs, so I said we'll go when the kids go to bed, you know. Find that babysitter.
Okay, that sounds like a win to me. Okay, well, thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Over this recording too if you'd like it. But you just have a good night, and we appreciate you so much.
Thank you, guys. See you.